SEO, search engine optimization, is the art and science of getting to the top of Google for free. AdWords is the art and science of using Google's paid advertising system to also display your ads. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could combine your SEO with your AdWords and you could be smarter? Guess what? You can. In our final gotcha video, I'm going to explain how SEO and AdWords can work together so you can work smarter and not harder. Let's get started. Welcome back. We are going to look at our final gotcha in our introductory MOOC on AdWords. Gotchas, things that are going to burn you or possibly burn you. In there, remember your code is 67 to get to all the goodies, including the free toolbook on AdWords resources and tools. What we're going to look at finally is AdWords versus SEO. So let's talk about this. So SEO versus AdWords. AdWords, of course, is our free results. SEO is our paid results. What are we talking about here? So we can use our company as an example. Go to Google, type in SEO classes. We teach a lot of SEO stuff, and you'll see generally we're somewhere on page 1, depending on your location, especially if you're out of the Bay Area. If you optimize, we optimize very much outside of the Bay Area for online classes because I teach here online. If you do SEO classes, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in the top positions usually on that search. Now your ads, of course, appear top left, top right. Your natural appears down here. And here's sort of the contradiction, the tension between SEO and AdWords, okay? You got to think like Google is going to think here. If you show up here, so here's your search, and let's say you were able to tell Google, if I show up, especially in the top 3 position, don't turn my ads on. Why pay when I'm at this sweet spot position here, top 2 or 3 results? Maybe even if I'm cheap or I have a small budget, if I'm in the top 10 results, I'm on page 1, don't run my ads. Versus, let's say SEO tutorial, nowhere to be found. I don't show up for this search. So SEO class, we teach SEO is a big thing for us. We show up well, don't run ads. SEO tutorial, we do not show up well, turn on ads. Here's the problem, here's the tension. Google would like everybody to just spend boatloads of money on AdWords. They're not really keen for people to understand how do you get to the top through SEO, and also especially for people to unify their strategy so that they look at their SEO and they look at their AdWords and they use AdWords very systematically, very strategically. When we teach our full class on AdWords, that is a big theme in our class, is AdWords is wonderful, but AdWords is like alcohol. Use it wisely, use it responsibly, use it in a laser-focused way. So the takeaway in this final gotcha here is you want to think about AdWords in conjunction with your SEO. And you want to think about it in conjunction with your SEO. So what are we talking about here? So I have some click-through rate studies. Now Google pretty much suppresses this information. But back in 2008, Avinash here, Kashik, if I say his name correctly, he's a big guy over at Google. He said, look, 14% of the clicks come from paid links, 86% come from organic links. Lots of studies that have been leaked over the years show that the lion's share of the click activity comes through the natural SEO positions. So as a strategy, if you can get to the top through SEO, you better get there. It is really valuable. Conversely, you want to feed that data back into AdWords so that you're smarter. You're advertising in those weaker spots and not advertising in those spots where you do well. So what do we want to do? Let's look at AdWords. Just super simple strategy here. Super simple strategy. So I'm going to go, we have all of our campaigns paused right now because we only advertise when we're close to a class and we're sort of between classes. So let me go over here and I want to show you in our campaigns. And let's look at this campaign here for class. So you can see we advertised on the word SEO class, SEO classes. We pulsed that early when we started this company because we were not showing organically. And then pretty much we turned it off because we pretty much show for SEO class. We pretty much show for SEO class. Now, SEO tutorial we're not showing, so we pulse our ads recently around SEO tutorial. Now, how do you know that? Look at your keywords. Let's look at SEO tutorial. There's a couple nifty little tools here. So I usually open up AdWords in one browser window, open up this nifty tool in the other browser, put your domain in here. So I'm going to put our domain in here, and I'm going to put in SEO classes and hit search. And it's going to tell me we're number 1. We're on page 1, 1, 2, 3 all the time for this search. Let's do SEO class. We're number 1. Let's do SEO class Houston. We're number 2. So we know that we do really well for SEO class, so we don't run on these keywords. We turn the keywords off. Now over here, SEO tutorial, we've got our exact match that we taught you earlier, our broad match with modifier, our phrase matches. Let's look at our position. SEO tutorial. It's horrible, right? We're not in the top 62. How sad is that, right? We're 62, right? That's terrible. So we don't show for this one, hence we advertise on it. So this tool is really easy. What you want to start thinking about is feeding that data back. There's another wonderful tool here. It's called Rank Checker for Firefox. It's by the smart people at SEO Book. Love this tool. Download this tool, install this tool for Firefox. Once you have the tool, Rank Checker, Options. Set your delay to 99 seconds if you're going to do a lot of keywords, 3 seconds if it's just a few. You can do Google, you can do Yahoo, you can do Bing. Let's turn that guy on. Then, Tools, Rank Checker, Run. And what I like to do is add multiple keywords. So I'm going to put in my domain, and I would just copy paste my AdWords keywords. You just do broad match, don't put any quotes around them, nothing like that. And let's put in SEO classes, SEO class, New York City, SEO tutorial. And hit add, close, start. This tool is going to go out and it's going to measure that performance for you. So you can run your AdWords keywords through Rank Checker. Then what are you going to do? You're going to zip back into your AdWords and you're going to say, you know what? If I'm, say, less than 10, if I'm 10 or less, I'm on page 1, don't run my ad. If I'm in totally bad Vietnamville, I'm not doing well, run my ad. So you can use Rank Checker to feed that SEO intelligence into your AdWords campaign. Be much smarter at AdWords. And you can do 2 things. Save money by not advertising, or redeploy all your funds towards those weaker keywords. So you can be a much smarter advertiser by feeding that data back. And if you log in, if you look at the materials, I have some very basic strategies. Turn off my ad if I'm on page 1 for free. Turn off my ad if I'm positions 1, 2, or 3 for free. And there's a more complex strategy. If you have a bigger budget, there is some argument it might be helpful to run on AdWords even if you're showing an organic, but you need to have a bigger budget to do that. If you're a small potatoes and you don't have a big budget, don't waste your money. Deploy your AdWords resources where you are weaker. So be a smarter advertiser by using rank checking tools. So that, my dear friends, is the final gotcha in our little teeny course, getting you started on AdWords. Don't waste money on AdWords. Ways to improve AdWords. I hope that you will be able to take our complete class, of course. It's really, really awesome. We teach a lot of details and really help those students. So I'm a big believer in AdWords, but I am very much AdWords is like alcohol. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Friends don't let friends advertise on AdWords without some intelligence about where they can really burn money. Thank you so much for watching.